Listen, warrior. Yes, you, worn down by feeling trapped. You've tried to fix your life. Maybe you've read books, watched motivational videos, set goals, or forced positivity, but nothing lasts. Picture this: a man loses his job and crumbles entirely. He curses the economy, berates his boss, and sinks into a pit of self-pity. Another man loses his job but rises earlier, sharpens his skills, and rebuilds his life. Same event, opposite responses. Why? The answer is stark but simple. It's not life that breaks you. It's how you think that lets it happen. That's why Stoicism matters now more than ever. In a noisy, chaotic world full of excuses, temptations, and emotional fragility, Stoicism reminds you that you control your mind, not your emotions, society, or past. Fixing your life doesn't start with your job, relationships, or money. It starts in your mind. Master your thoughts, and everything else aligns. But be warned, the rules we'll discuss aren't gentle advice. They're raw, unrelenting truths that will challenge your ego. They're not for the faint-hearted. If you're fed up with feeling stuck, tired of living on autopilot, or exhausted by collapsing when life doesn't go your way, you're in the right place. In this video, I'll guide you through 10 Stoic rules to reclaim control over your emotions, habits, goals, and life. Each rule draws from the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca. Explained clearly and practically, we'll dive deep into emotional strength, mental discipline, self-awareness, and the painful process of becoming the man you were meant to be. With each rule, I'll share a Stoic quote or principle not for decoration, but as a tool for you to reflect on and live by. Before we start with the first rule, prepare yourself. If you're ready to stop blaming the world and rebuild yourself, if you want to master your emotions instead of being their puppet, if you're committed to fixing your mind and transforming your life, leave this affirmation in the comments now. I will no longer let emotions rule my life. Don't forget to like this video, comment below, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more Stoic strategies. Most importantly, don't skip any part of this video. Each rule connects and will shift how you think. Let's begin. Rule 1. Don't negotiate with your weaknesses. You must build your life action by action, and be content if each one achieves its goal as far as possible. No one can stop you from this. Marcus Aurelius. The biggest mistake in fixing your life is bargaining with your flaws. Men tell themselves, "One more hour of sleep won't hurt," or "I'll start that diet tomorrow," or "I'll stop texting her after this one last time." But every time you compromise with weakness, it wins. And when weakness wins enough, it becomes who you are. Reflect on this: the strongest version of you, disciplined, focused, confident, isn't buried somewhere. It's suffocating under layers of years spent in comfort, excuses, and indulging emotions. You can't become that man if you give in every time life gets tough. You can't fix your life if you crumble whenever you feel bored, lonely, or uncomfortable. Stoics understood this deeply. They didn't chase comfort. They trained to face adversity, knowing every moment of pain, every hardship, every temptation resisted is a victory for the soul. Ask yourself when the alarm rings. Do you rise like a warrior or let emotions hit snooze? when anxiety strikes? Do you face it and grow stronger? Or escape into social media or food? When old habits tempt you, do you stand firm or say, just this once? The brutal truth is you'll never fix your life if you don't kill the version of yourself that makes excuses. There's no peace without discipline, no greatness without sacrifice, no strong mind without confronting weakness and saying, not today. Every time you delay your potential, you're not just wasting time, you're betraying your future. Next time you want to linger in bed, text that toxic person or waste another day. Don't reason. Don't debate. Don't justify. Stand up. Silence the temptations and choose strength over ease. That's how warriors are forged, one action at a time. I don't care how far behind you feel or how many times you've failed before. The moment you stop negotiating with weakness, your healing begins. Leave this affirmation in the comments. No more deals with weakness. I choose strength. Rule 2. Control your reactions, or they'll control you. It's not things that upset us, but our judgments about them. Epictetus. Imagine two men hearing the same insult. One laughs it off, unmoved. The other carries it like a wound for weeks. Same words, same moment, but vastly different realities. Why? Because it's not the insult that hurts, it's how you react to it. Not traffic, breakups, rude colleagues, or failures. It's how you interpret and respond to those events that shapes your emotional state. Most men live as slaves to their emotions. Their peace is stolen by petty moments. They hand over control of their mood to strangers, online comments, or things they can't change. But Stoicism teaches the opposite. You can't control everything that happens, but you can control how you respond. Let that sink in. Every time you snap, overthink, or spiral over something external, you're giving away your power. Worse, you become predictable. A man who can't control his reactions is easily manipulated. He's a puppet, pull the right string, and he explodes, cries, panics, or freezes. Do you want to live like that? Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you'll find strength. So how do you take control first? Slow your reactions. When you feel triggered, pause, breathe deeply, and step back mentally. Ask yourself, what part of this can I actually control? If the answer is nothing external, then the only battlefield is within you. Second, separate facts from feelings. She said something rude, that's a fact. I'm not good enough. That's a story you tell yourself. Train to see things clearly, unclouded by emotion. This takes practice, but each time you succeed, you strengthen your soul. Third, reclaim your peace. Peace doesn't mean passivity. It's unshakable steadiness. It's learning to respond with calm strength. Not panits. It's knowing your reactions are always your responsibility. No matter how unfair life feels, a man who masters his reactions becomes powerful in the truest sense. Why? Because he's not swayed. He doesn't crumble under pressure. He chooses actions deliberately and lives on his own terms. Make no mistake, this is a skill you can train. You don't need to be born calm, you can forge it like muscle. Every time you don't react emotionally, every time you hold your balance, you prove to yourself you're not your emotions. You're their master. not the storm. So next time someone provokes you, remember this. Their words have no power unless you give it to them. Their actions don't define you, but your reactions always do. To fix your life, stop reacting to every trivial thing as if your peace is up for auction. Respond like a warrior stepping into battle, alert, sharp, grounded, because the man who controls his reactions owns his life. Leave this affirmation in the comments. My peace is mine. I won't give it away. Rule 3. Do the hard things, especially when you don't want to. If you would improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Epictetus. Let's be honest. Most men know exactly what they need to do to change their lives. Wake up early. Stop wasting time. Cut toxic relationships. Exercise. Learn. Say no. Speak up. They know, but don't act. Why? It's too hard. It feels uncomfortable. Their emotions scream louder than their discipline. That's the problem. Ancient Stoics didn't wait to feel ready. They trained their minds to expect resistance. They saw discomfort as the forge of the soul. They knew if your actions are tied to your feelings, you'll never build a meaningful life. Truth is, you won't always want to do the right thing. You won't always want to show up. You won't always feel motivated. That's reality. But here's what separates the weak from the strong. The weak wait for motivation. The strong rely on discipline. Motivation is an emotion. Discipline is a choice. Every time you choose to do the hard thing, especially when you don't feel like it, you're building mental armor. Going to the gym when you're exhausted, that's a win. Having the tough conversation you'd rather avoid, that's growth. Stepping out of your comfort zone to face fear, that's real strength. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Think about how many battles you've lost in your mind before even trying. How many goals you've delayed, not because they were impossible, but because they felt uncomfortable. To change your life, you must stop fearing discomfort. Embrace it. Lean into it. Because what you avoid today becomes your regret tomorrow. The truth is, you'll never feel fully ready to transform your life. There's always a reason to wait, but the cost of waiting is years you can't reclaim. So what should you do? Get up and do the work. Even if your mind resists, even if it feels unfair, even if no one applauds, you don't need praise. You don't need perfect conditions. You just need to act. When your body wants to quit, when emotions start to whine, when doubts creep in, that's when you push harder. Those moments are where strength is born. Remember this, you can choose the pain of discipline now or the pain of regret later. Either way, you'll endure, but only one path builds the life you truly want. So stop seeking shortcuts. Don't expect things to be easy. Real change is messy. Real change is lonely. Real change hurts, but it's worth it. Every challenge you overcome today creates a lighter future. Every time you push through hardship today becomes a story of pride tomorrow. Rule 4. Eliminate the noise and master your focus. If you are everywhere, you are nowhere. Seneca. Face reality. We live in a world screaming for your attention. Notifications, texts, headlines, gossip, ads, alerts, opinions, distractions. You're pulled in 100 directions, then wonder why you feel anxious, lost, and disconnected. Here's the truth. You can't fix your life if your mind is cluttered. One of the strictest yet liberating Stoic rules is to guard your focus like your life depends on it, because it does. Stoics didn't just value silence and strength, they revered clarity. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "Concentrate every minute like a Roman, performing the task at hand with precision and sincerity." He didn't talk about multitasking. He didn't suggest scrolling for inspiration. He meant focus deep, deliberate attention. Reflect on your daily life. How often are you truly present in what you do? How often do you create instead of consume? How many hours slip away scrolling, overthinking, or chasing distractions that don't help you grow? The issue isn't just attention, it's where your attention goes. That's where your energy, time, and potential flow. Here's a harsh truth. Few admit most men aren't addicted to laziness. They're addicted to noise. They can't sit in silence. They can't work without checking their phone every 5 minutes. They can't stay on one path long enough to master anything. If this is you, this isn't judgment. It's a warning. A scattered mind builds a wasted life. So how do you fix it? First, cut digital noise. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Set strict time limits for social media. Use your phone as a tool, not a leash. Second, create sacred space for deep focus. Even just 60 minutes a day, no distractions, no multitasking, just you and your most important work. That's where clarity lives. That's where self-respect grows. Third, train your attention like a muscle. Practice being fully present in simple acts, eating, walking, reading, writing. The more you do, the stronger your focus becomes. The world will always try to steal your attention, but you decide what deserves it. A Stoic doesn't chase everything. A Stoic chooses with purpose. Because a focused man is a formidable man. He can build, improve, grow, and lead. Let me tell you this. Your ability to change your life is tied directly to your ability to focus on what truly matters. Distractions will never stop coming. Noise will always be there. But if you master your attention, you master your world. So today, cut the nonsense, silence the noise, and channel your energy into what builds your future. Leave this affirmation in the comments. I control my focus. My attention shapes my future. Rule 5. Stop seeking approval. You don't need permission to grow. We all love ourselves more than others, but care more about their opinions than our own. Marcus Aurelius. Let that hit you hard. We say we want to grow. We say we want to be strong, independent, untouchable. But then we hesitate. We doubt. We shrink. Why? Because we fear what others will say. Because we want to be liked. Because we seek permission before moving forward. Here's the Stoic reality you must face. The world doesn't care about your potential, and you don't need its approval. You can't transform your life if you're waiting for others to cheer your every step. Here's what no one tells you. The more you grow, the more resistance you'll face, not always from enemies, but from those closest to you. Why? Your growth makes them uncomfortable. Your discipline highlights their laziness. Your confidence threatens their comfort zones. So they mock you. They doubt you. They try to keep you in the version they know and control. But a Stoic doesn't live to please others. A Stoic lives for virtue, not acceptance, for truth, not popularity. Epictetus taught, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. That means if you fear being seen as odd, misunderstood, or alone, you'll never rise. You'll stay ordinary, silent, stuck just to be accepted. Here's the blunt truth. No one's coming to save you. No one owes you belief. Only you can grant yourself permission to become who you're meant to be. The moment you stop needing approval, you become powerful. You stop waiting and start acting. You stop begging and start building. You stop explaining and start evolving. So what if they laugh at your new habits? So what if they don't get your boundaries, your silence, or your drive to grow? You're not here to be understood by small minds. You're here to become unshakable. If this path means walking alone, walk with pride. Because greatness is a solitary road. It's also the most honest, rewarding, and liberating one. So, stop waiting. Stop apologizing. Stop explaining. You don't need their approval. You don't need their validation. You just need to decide to stop playing small. Rule 6. Silence is strength. Speak less. Master more. Let silence be your general rule. Or say only what is necessary, and in few words. Epictetus. We live in a world where everyone wants to be heard, but few want to listen. Everyone wants to seem wise, but few invest the time to become wise. The result: endless noise, empty opinions, and shallow lives. But Stoics know something deeper. Silence isn't weakness, it's mastery. Why? Because the man who speaks little listens more, learns faster, responds instead of reacts, and holds power instead of wasting energy. To fix your mind, you must master your words. Not every moment needs a reaction. Not every person deserves your explanation. Not every thought needs to be voiced. In fact, the more you talk, the more you reveal your fears, insecurities, plans, and weaknesses. But when you're silent, others can't read you. That's power. Marcus Aurelius said, "The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have." And one of the first things to master is your tongue. Here's the trap. When you talk, constantly defending, justifying, proving you're reacting to the world instead of shaping your own. Let others chase attention. Let others seek validation. You stay silent. Stay focused. Move with strength. Silence doesn't mean passivity. It's calculated presence. It means saying less, but meaning more. It means letting your actions speak 10 times louder than words. Silence protects you. It guards your energy from pointless arguments, your dignity from emotional outbursts, your strategy from being exposed to the wrong people. So, how do you master it? First, embrace not responding immediately. Not every message needs an instant reply. Not every insult deserves a comeback. Let time do the talking. Second, get comfortable being misunderstood. Silence teaches you to accept when others don't get you. You don't need to clear your name. You need to build it. Third, focus on being, not performing. While others try to appear powerful, you focus on becoming powerful. While they talk about goals, you work on them quietly. The Stoic path isn't loud or flashy. It's disciplined, focused, intentional, and it starts with silence. So don't talk too much. Don't squander your peace. Don't waste energy on useless words. Let your silence unsettle the insecure. Let your silence speak your strength. Let your silence be your superpower. Leave this affirmation in the comments if you're ready to master your words. My silence is my strength. Rule 7. Own your mistakes without shame or excuses. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. Seneca. Everyone messes up. Everyone fails. Everyone has regrets. The difference between a broken life and a rebuilt one lies here. Do you face your mistakes like a warrior or run like a coward? Most choose to run. They blame others. They make excuses. They hide the truth with distractions, denial, or fake positivity. But Stoicism demands facing reality with brutal honesty, because the only way to become unbreakable is to be ruthlessly truthful with yourself. Have you wasted years in a toxic relationship? Own it. Have you betrayed your own standards? Admit it. Have you lied, cheated, procrastinated, or harmed yourself? Face it, not with guilt, not with shame, but with courage. Shame keeps you stuck. Accountability sets you free. Admitting mistakes doesn't mean drowning in regret. It's standing up and saying, yes, I failed, but now I'll rise and never go back. Leave this affirmation in the comments if you're ready to face your truth. I own my past and rise with purpose. Rule 8. Discomfort is your teacher. Don't run from it. Don't hope that events will turn out as you want. Welcome them however they come. This is the path to peace. Epictetus. Let me share something that could transform your life. If you let it, discomfort isn't your enemy. It's your lesson. It's your challenge. It's your breakthrough. But what do most men do when discomfort hits? They run, distract, or numb themselves. In quiet moments, they turn on noise. When sad, they turn to food, others, or entertainment. When insecure, they panic, overthink, and collapse. Yet growth lies on the other side of discomfort. Stoics didn't seek an easy life. They sought strength, knowing only strength carries you through a chaotic world. You can't build muscle without tearing it in training. You can't forge a mind without enduring hardship. You'll never find peace if you always dodge emotions screaming to be heard. So stop fleeing every uncomfortable moment. Sit with it. Ask, what is this teaching me? What strength is this pain building? Because every heartbreak, failure, delay, or rejection isn't punishment. It's preparation. Stoic thinking isn't about feeling good. It's about becoming good, even when things are bad. Marcus Aurelius faced plagues, wars, betrayals, and loss. Yet he wrote, if it's endurable, then endure it. Don't complain. That's not coldness, it's clarity. Discomfort doesn't come to destroy you. It comes to reshape you. But only if you stop running. Only if you face it with courage and humility. Next time pain hits, remind yourself, this moment isn't for comfort, it's for making me stronger. When you stop fearing discomfort, you become unstoppable. Leave this in the comments if you're done running from growth. Discomfort is my teacher. I won't run anymore. Rule 9. Discipline trumps motivation. Build it daily. No man is free who is not master of himself. Epictetus. Let me ask you a hard question. Are you truly free? Or are you a slave to your emotions? Because here's what most don't grasp. Freedom doesn't come from doing what you want. It comes from doing what you must. Especially when you don't want to. That's discipline. And that's what separates the weak from the strong, the dreamers from the doers, the talkers from the builders. Motivation is a feeling, a fleeting spark. Like all sparks, it fades. Discipline is a system. Discipline shows up when you're uninspired. It drags you out of bed when motivation whispers, "Sleep more." Discipline makes you show up on your worst days. Stoics grasped this truth. They trained their minds to ignore emotions when emotions didn't serve them. They built habits, values, and virtues not based on feelings, but on who they wanted to become. Marcus Aurelius led as emperor through grief, fatigue, and pressure. He didn't wait for perfect emotions. He just did the work. Why? Because duty outweighs feelings. That's the Stoic way. That's how lives are changed. If you want to transform, don't chase fleeting motivation tricks. Build discipline. Daily wake up on time. Move your body. Eat right. Learn. Focus. Reflect. It's boring. It's repetitive. It's not glamorous. But it works. It builds character. You won't always feel like doing it. That's fine. Show up anyway. Because discipline holds you steady when motivation vanishes. When you master discipline, you don't need inspiration. You become the man who moves forward no matter what. That's power. That's self-respect. That's Stoicism. Rule 10. Stop living in your head. Live in harmony with action. Don't waste time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. Thinking is easy. Imagining is easy. Dreaming of being better, stronger, wiser is easy. But none of that changes your life. Action does. Not random action, but purposeful, directed action. Stoics believed philosophy wasn't just for thinking, it was for living. They didn't just talk about self-control, they practiced it quietly. They didn't post about peace and discipline. They lived it when no one was watching. That's integrity. But most men live two lives, one in their minds, full of goals, clarity, and wisdom, and one, in reality, full of contradictions, excuses, and chaos. They say they want peace, but gossip and complain. They say they want growth, but procrastinate and scroll. They say they're stoic, but live as slaves to emotion. Here's the brutal truth. It's not what you know, but what you do. All the quotes, motivation, and wisdom are meaningless if your daily actions contradict them. To fix your life, stop acting. Stop pretending. Stop talking. Start living it. You know what needs doing. Do it now. If you call yourself a Stoic, train your emotions daily. If you value time, don't waste it. If you claim focus, prove it with your choices. Don't chase perfection, chase alignment. When your values and actions align, you feel whole. That's where peace lives. That's where self-respect grows. Marcus Aurelius didn't dream of the ideal man. He said, "Be that man. Now, not when it's convenient. Now, from this moment, when you feel lost. Ask, what would the strongest version of me do? Then do it. Let your life speak for you. Let your persistence replace the need for praise. When your actions match your values, you become powerful not for others, but against your own weaknesses. Comment, I'm ready to live in alignment if you want change. I'll live as the man I claim to be. Don't explain philosophy. Live it. Epictetus, Now you know the 10 harsh Stoic rules to rebuild your life. These aren't self-help cliches or empty pep talks. They're truths that shatter illusions and forge character. Apply them, and you'll stop being a victim of emotions and circumstances. You'll resist every temptation, impulse, or setback. You'll live as a Stoic, not emotionless, but emotionally resilient. Not perfect, but aligned. Not loud, but undeniably powerful. This path isn't easy. It's not for the weak, but it's the only path to a life of self-respect, clarity, and true inner freedom. Now act. Don't let this video be a fleeting spark that fades. Pick one rule. Apply it today. Then tomorrow, keep going. Fix your mind. Fix your life. The Stoics gave you the blueprint. You're the builder. If this ignited something in you, leave this final affirmation in the comments. I fix my mind. I fix my life.